So, hello everyone. Today we are discussing about SA 320, that is materiality. So, in this essay, what I am doing is I had just revised this essay and I am revising with you all so that you all understand what this essay says. So, essay 320 is very small essay. It's just talking about three main things. First one is performance materiality. Okay, so what is performance materiality? So performance materiality is basically choosing a materiality lower than materiality of financial statement as a whole. Why and by whom? By whom? Auditor. Auditor will choose performance materiality set. Basically, auditor will determine performance materiality. Okay, why? To assess ROMM and to determine the further audit procedure nature, time and extent. Basically, so I will talk about performance materiality. Performance materiality is a amount that is set by an auditor below the materiality level of financial statement as a whole, because auditor want to assess ROMM and determine further audit procedure, nature, time and extent. Basically, we can say determine nature, time and extent of further audit procedure. Okay, this one is the first topic which is covered in this essay. One more thing is we can determine performance materiality of ABCD, basically account balance, class of transaction and disclosure. Not only financial statement, we can also determine for assertions. Okay, now the next point is, first point is performance materiality, second point is revision of materiality. So revision can be done only in three cases. We will discuss the three cases. First case is new information, second one is change से दो पॉइंट है. फर्स्ट वन इज change in auditor understanding related to entity and its environment. Okay, and the third one is change in circumstances. Okay, now let's move to the third. Basically, one more point is in this revision can be done in case of these 3 points. Okay, in 3 points के cases में revision can be done, but the main thing is what happen if we revise? Is anything need to change more? Yes, because of the revision, what happen? The NTE which we set for FAP need to be, basically NTE which we set for FAP need to be revised, and we also need to revise the performance materiality which we discussed above, which is based on the financial statement as a whole. Materiality need to be revised if these three conditions fulfilled, plus if materiality is revised, then we will need to consider the impact on performance materiality and nature and time and the extent of audit procedure, that is further audit procedure. Okay, now the third and last point which this essay cover is benchmark. So what is benchmark? So benchmark basically an item or an assertion, or we can say something, sorry, assertion can't be a benchmark, an item. Benchmark is an item in which according to professional judgment of auditor, which is very important, significant for user understanding or very impact user decision, so he will choose that item as benchmark. So why we choose benchmark? To apply a percentage on that benchmark to find out materiality. Now you know how to find out materiality, choosing a benchmark, then applying a percentage on the materiality. Now you will ask, what is the percentage? So there must be a relationship between the benchmark and percentage. Why? Because if we choose benchmark as profit before tax, so the percentage we will apply to PBT will always be higher if we choose the benchmark as total sales. Total sales or total revenue is very big amount, and PBT as compared to sales will be lower. So the benchmark we apply to PBT is higher than the percentage we apply to the PBT is higher than the revenue. Okay. Now the other point is benchmark What are the factors that are affecting benchmark? So there are 5 factors, and I am learning it as a sequence. Now I'll tell you the sequence. It's your uh, wish whether you want to use my sequence or learn as per your convenience. So the first point is understanding, basically elements of financial statement. So every point is just connected to elements. First one is element can be volatile. Second one is element will tell us about nature of entity. Okay, and life cycle of entity. Element will tell us about ownership structure. And elements is there must be an element which is focus required, attention required of users. Users attention and focus will be on a particular element. So these, out of these, our element is chosen benchmark. If these conditions are fulfilled, we can choose it as a benchmark. Okay, one more thing which can be asked in MCQ is professional judgment is required while determining materiality. So we can say materiality determining is involvement of auditor professional judgment. Auditor will apply its professional judgment, then determine the materiality. Okay, so this is all done. I will see whether something is left or not. There is an example related to benchmark which is left. So the example is, if the entity is PBT, if the entity is profit oriented, then we use PBT. If the entity is government based, then we can use cost, that is total cost or net cost. If the entity is asset custodian, then we use total asset. And if the PBT is volatile, then we use total revenue or gross receipt, basically gross profit, not gross receipt. Okay, so this all for essay 320. We always revise the full essay in just 7 minutes. Stay tuned for more updates, and we will discuss one essay daily. Okay, thank you.